Alright, I'm starting. Hi.
Oh, sorry.
No, Adrian's texting.
Sorry, guys.
Are you doing a preemptive text?
To
Your boyfriend? I do that all the time where you're like, I just have to text this, that way there's not 2 hours or a long time.
There's a long time.
Which could cause a fight.
Like in a hostage situation.
Yeah.
It's so funny how it goes from like, hey, are you okay, to 10 minutes. It's like, are you dead?
Yeah.
You're like, come on, you know that I'm doing other stuff.
I know, you're like, give me some time to die. I'm only just like
10
in a
minutes.
ditch right now.
Yeah, I'm still alive. I'm able to wiggle my toes.
Yeah.
Do you like this? I'm wearing a pink cardigan.
I was gonna say it's very flattering on you.
Do you think it's flattering?
I do. I like it.
I was leading a meeting tonight.
How was it?
It was okay. I was not my best. There's a part during the meeting where you say, if you can't hear me, let me know if I should speak louder. And everyone, you should speak louder. I go, oh, I read that without realizing it. I'm not going to do that. And they're just mad. I'm like, I can't talk louder than this.
I'm not gonna yell.
Yeah. So
You're like, if you guys want me to speak louder, if that's an issue, then we should get microphones.
We should have microphones. And
I love that that's how you started, just arguing, and then with we need microphones.
I'm not great at it. So anytime they ask me to lead a meeting, I'm like, I'll do it. But there's so much reading where I'm just reading really fast to get it over with.
Yeah.
And people are like, I can't hear you. It's like, this is not your first meeting.
Yeah.
What do you think I'm saying?
That's like when you ask, when they ask, is this anyone's first meeting?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you find out that it's no one's first meeting, then you should read it as fast as possible.
You're like, we all know what this says. Let's just keep going.
Yada, yada, yada.
A lot of Seinfeld yadas.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada.
Blah, blah, blah. I even forget how the preamble goes.
Let's see if I can find it.
I haven't done it in forever. Did I tell you one time I did go to a meeting where there was a microphone, and when you had to talk, they would pass it around the room? And I thought it was so funny that to go to a meeting and you just discover that you can use a microphone there to be like, can I have that back? I haven't finished what I said, because you want to hear your voice
going
more.
Sometimes at meetings when I would speak, I would try and say something to see if it was a joke.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was a joke. And then sometimes if they laugh at something and you try doing it somewhere else, nobody else laughed.
It never worked. Mainly if you had to laugh, you get a laugh when you're like, you admit to something dark. Like, I used to drink tons of what are those little bottles of liquor? Like, and then
when you're in the hotel or airplane serving one?
Yeah, nips.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
And then steal from my grandfather. And then be like, oh, that's hilarious.
Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength, and hope with each other that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. This is how fast I was reading it.
It's long.
I was going, the only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking.
Walla Walla,
there are no
Washington.
dues or fees for AA. Members will be self-supporting to their own contributions.
And then you're like, micro machine guy.
Oh yeah, Fred loves that he loves the machine gun guy. You do it so good.
Oh, thank you.
It's so good. I mean, I think it gives him flashbacks, but it's so good.
But he gives me a pass on it.
Yeah, because he loves it.
It's so good. It's my skill.
Let me see you do it again. It's so
I
good.
should do it as my when I go to Miss America or America's Got Talent.
You're not gonna do your diarrhea thing anymore?
No. Oh, the barfing and
the barfing and puking at the same barfing and diarrheaing at the same time. That's so funny that you went to him with that idea and he was like, "Let's do this."
Yeah, and he made it happen. And then I wasn't embarrassed until I had posted up on Facebook, and then my friend and her husband were like, they actually expressed, we think you're better than that.
And
like, I was like, obviously I'm not, because I did it.
And I still think it's funny.
Yeah.
So what's funny, I guess what has been interesting to me is just reading all these comments that people write to you. Yeah. So like just posting videos of like the Netflix stuff. I've gotten some interesting ones where a guy's upset because did like the first part of the R. Kelly joke where I'm not even making fun of R. Kelly.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, I'm listening to your music still.
Yeah. Which everyone's doing.
We're all doing that. So he got upset and he was like, well, what did he say? Rape culture is white culture. And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure it affects all cultures. And he's like, well, white people invented it.
Did we? I feel like we would have
taken credit for it.
I mean, I guess we did. with
I mean, I'm sure we are. And he's like, well, why? He goes, why are you only talking about R. Kelly? I go, well, I'm also talking about Michael Jackson, and R. Kelly is black and Michael Jackson's white. So I feel like that's 50-50.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, what about Bill Clinton? Because I guess I have that picture with the Clintons, even though, like, I don't care about them. He's like, he's a rapist. I was like, he is a rapist. So is Weinstein. So is Epstein. Like, what are you trying to prove?
So is Mike Tyson.
He's like, well,
has his own show.
He goes, do jokes about them. I'm like, yeah. It's a 15-minute set. You think I could do jokes about every rapist?
Yeah. That's not my voice.
Crazy. And he's like, what about Roman Polanski? I'm like you said, I don't even have any jokes about him.
I know. You're like, send me some other rapists.
Also, those other rapists are not singing some of my favorite songs.
And they're not in the news right now, so they need to get on top of
exactly. This guy
raping.
So I said to him, I go, when you start comedy and you tape something from TV, you could do jokes about every white rapist.
Yeah. And good luck to you.
Yeah, but it's like, why write to me like you're not changing my mind.
Yeah. Do you ever feel bad?
Bad how?
Meaning, like, does it make you feel bad when people are like, you shouldn't be doing this, even though you're like, I can. I'm just making jokes.
I think it would make me feel worse if they were like, hey, I think if they came from a place where they're like, hey, like, of course it's your decision, do what you want, but this, like, hurt my feelings. That would make me feel worse than somebody's like, you got to start doing jokes about white rapists. And also I'm like, hey, get to the end. There's school shooting jokes where white people are killing white people. You're, like, only centered on this one little part.
You didn't even give me a chance.
It's so infuriating.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think if somebody came out to me where they were like, hey, I know it's your choice, I just was hurt by this, that would make me feel a little bit worse than somebody who's like, you need to do this, you need to do that.
Oh, yeah, telling you what you need to do, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm conflicted. I'm like, do I block these people?
I do.
Or...
even when they're right.
This is my new thing. I just keep promoting myself.
I like it. Like, here's the thing, too. I was thinking about that today because I was wondering, because I have some very conservative people on Instagram that follow me from my Facebook who I went to high school with.
Okay.
And I was like, I wonder if any of them are going to say any comment. And I already had a thing prepared for it.
Ooh.
And mine was like, thank you for commenting. You're pushing it up the algorithm.
I was going to say something like that, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I just responded, this girl was upset, and I go, hey, I said, thanks for watching. She was upset about what I wrote.
But she watched.
I said, thanks for watching. Check out Vag Podcast. And she goes, no, thank you. I said, well, at least go to my website and check out my tour dates at adrianabelucci.com.
Yeah.
And then she stopped writing to me. I think that's what you have to do, is just keep promoting yourself. My next thing would have been, here's my Twitter handle.
And it's another chance, and then people are going to go to those comments, and then they're going to be like, she has dates.
Yes. I was going to just start listing all of my dates. That, I think, is the best way to counteract these people.
Oh, yeah. To make it so they can't bother you.
There's no way to logically talk to anybody about anything, especially with jokes when they clearly don't get them.
Well, I had this over the weekend. I had a really horrible travel day with MTA, and I called them retarded online.
Okay.
And somebody goes, sorry that you're dealing with that, but you shouldn't use that word, retarded.
Did you tell me you love retarded kids?
I didn't get to it. I go, you know what? I apologize and I agree, but sometimes that word applies. And then he goes, no, it doesn't. And then there was another guy that faved it, so I blocked both of them.
Wait,
I'm like, I don't need this negativity in my life, even though I'm the one that's spreading it.
So, what happened on the MTA?
So, okay, this happens on the weekends. I had a 6:25 spot at New York Comedy Club East Village. On the weekends, it's usually probably 40 minutes. I give myself an hour on the weekends, but I went and Googled, I'm like, look, weekends, service changes, let me see what it's like. And I saw that there were service changes, so then I go, I should leave now. I gave myself 90 minutes to get to my gig.
From Astoria to Manhattan?
East Village. Usually takes me 40 at the most. Sometimes it could be 35. And then, so then I get to the train station. Then the train is like no Manhattan bound trains. You have to go back to Astoria Boulevard and then take an express to Manhattan. So then I was like, all right, no biggie. I waited 30 minutes for that train. And then that train went all the way to Astoria Boulevard. Then they were like, cross the platform, and then the Manhattan bound train, she'll be arriving on the Manhattan bound platform very shortly and get it there. So we all do. It's like hundreds of people. I mean, it's packed on the thing.
You should have started a regime.
I It almost happened that. So then the Manhattan bound train doesn't even get on the platform that we're all waiting on. He gets on the far one. So it's just a mob of people running down the stairs yelling, "You can't leave," because we're all like annoyed that we were told this, and then that's what they do.
Did you get on that train?
So I got on that train, and then that train stops at every Astoria stop locally. When you're like, well, I thought the whole reason of going all the way back to Astoria is because there was no Manhattan-bound trains. So, and then I knew there was no Manhattan-bound trains because my stop had been sequestered off with a pink rope.
Oh, a lady rope?
A lady rope. And so I was 25 minutes to my spot near the end. So when you're like almost the last person going up, there's no one that can cover you.
Yeah.
There's no wiggle room. So I was 2 hours late to my show. And
your first show?
To my first show. Then I got there and I made it on time. I wasn't the last one. Didn't make it on time, but they worked around me. They were really nice about it, and I appreciate that. But I ended up, they were like, "You're going to have to do check spots." So I just ate it.
8 checks?
I ate it, yes. Just like no one listening or paying attention.
That's exactly what happened. So you ate checks there, and you ate checks with the MTA because they weren't listening to you either.
Yeah.
You had a night of just straight eating it.
Straight,
so
yeah.
This is
I called them retarded, and people were upset with me. So I blocked them.
Good.
Yeah.
Now I went through TSA this weekend.
Okay.
Now, when I go through there, I'm very upset at everything they do. We were in Pittsburgh or Charlotte.
Oh, each one is different too. Each
Yeah.
city you go to, each TSA has their own search culture.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
We're in Pittsburgh, and the guy's treating us like we're in boot camp. He's
Yeah.
like, next! It's like, I'm here voluntarily. Don't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
Next!
He's
the worst.
Yeah.
Then he's like taking our stuff apart. Like, he just sucked. And then I was like, if I worked here, though, I would always hope that I made people miss their flight. Yeah. That is the opposite. Like, if I was working at the MTA, every time I got a thing where I was like, you made me ruin my day, I would just fucking jerk off to it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, ah.
It's kind of like when someone misses the elevator and they're like, "Oh no, but how satisfying."
You're like, I tried.
No, it's the best. I agree. But I don't know why they're miserable. Does that job suck? They're not doing
TSA?
much. Yeah. And it's probably union, so they get paid.
I think you feel like you have a position of power. Even though you're less than like somebody that writes tickets at like parking meters.
I do have to say though, but when you stand in line with the general public, after a while you're like, I can totally understand why the TSA loses their shit. They say the same thing over and over again, and that people are still like, "Oh, I didn't know I could just bring," like they have big jugs of water. They brought all this food.
I would bring a lion on there.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? They're gonna run away.
They're gonna make you check your lion.
Be like, I'm not gonna take this lion.
I'm just gonna let it go.
Like if I would love stuff like that to happen. The other day she was like, I gotta check your waistband, and she like slid her hand almost down my pants. I'm like,
Weird.
What are you doing?
But like,
also, if I was a terrorist, I'm gonna hide it inside my vagina.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
Everyone knows that.
Right, I'm not gonna hide something in
the first place that you search.
Right, it's gonna be all the way in there,
like tucked behind. I'll just
my
throw
penis.
up a whole bunch of.
I'm gonna tuck it behind my penis.
Oh, like, or you just put a whole bunch of tampons in there to cover it up.
You ever see like on movies?
Just like the idea that they see all these strings like going all. They're like, what's going on in there? And then they find your gun amongst a nest of tampons.
How funny would it be if you went to like, I guess where they search you, and they went to pull out your tampon, but it was just confetti and glitter, and it got all over them. You're like,
that's perfect.
You're like, well, shouldn't have done that.
Actually, why doesn't tampons come
glitter?
with confetti and glitter?
I guess because then it would be a red sparkly mess.
It's true. And then there's glitter all over your vag.
Somebody wrote to us to say that tampons or maxi pads are now using red instead of blue. Remember that was your thing?
Oh, but are they using thick red, like jam red?
No, but you still should do that.
I know, I gotta get it's actually, I was just gonna dump a whole bowl of spaghetti on a maxi pad.
You could do that. Or a big thing of jam.
Yeah.
It's like strawberry
where it just
jam.
kind of like slowly comes out of the jar and just like drips down in one blob.
It'd be funny. And then if you put like pants on, you just see it slowly through the pants seep through. And you're like,
oh my God.
And you're like, should I be able to go home from work today, or should I be able to go home from work? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
I don't
home to
know
work.
if we sacrifice getting a UTI for comedy.
So this is what you would do. You wouldn't put it over your regular underwear. You would have to have like.
Oh, you're smart.
No, not my first time doing this. Okay, sir. I do this a lot. People ask me the best way to do sketches, and I'm like, well, take it from me. I do this a lot.
Put it over your underwear.
Put underwear, maybe even 3 pairs of underwear. You just put it over that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You just have white pants on it. I mean, it could get on your legs.
That's true. I do like the idea of just having like jam just seep out of my pants.
Or it's a skirt. It's just down your leg. Everyone's like, what is that, sir? You're like, it's my time of the month.
This is a side note, but I don't know why it just reminded me of it. So I got invited to a birthday party at the Dream Hotel by a comic that we know.
Okay.
Who's very glamorous and always has like provocative photos on Instagram, and so do all of her friends.
Is it Corinne Fisher?
Yeah.
That's all it, is it?
Christina Hutchinson.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, that's the same.
So I'm excited. I'm like, oh, I like them and I'd like to go. But it's like, she's like, bring your bathing suit. It's the penthouse of the thing. And I'm like,
oh my God.
Dude, I can't imagine. I just feel like I'm going to show up in a Speedo. And then my friend Ashley said I should show up with smudged mascara while I'm just hanging out in the hot tub in my Speedo while they have their Instagram bathing suits on.
That'd be funny. Or just wear like an old bathing suit.
Yeah.
Get like that red Baywatch bathing suit.
Like a one from Target that has a skirt on it.
Like the old lady ones? Oh my God, I'm so glad I'm not friends with them and didn't get invited. Do you know I watched a documentary about Columbine?
Did you?
Yeah, and the whole time I'm watching
Very fascinating.
This one I watched was boring.
Okay.
But I get it. So I'm watching this and I go, if it was me and I was in Columbine and the 20 years was approaching, I'd be like, I'm going to lose weight just in case they do a documentary. Like some of those people on there, I'm like, come on, you knew this was coming. It's the 20-year anniversary.
That's gotta be like when your regular high school reunion, you're like, I need to like try to look good.
But
and
like
then for your Columbine 20 year, you gotta look really good.
Yeah, and like some of the people that lived, you're like, you don't even seem appreciative because you look like trash.
Yeah. Do you even care? You're not even contoured.
I don't think. You should definitely contour for that.
I'll contour.
Oh, you know, it'd be great.
I'll contour some abs or some muscles.
If you wear a bathing suit, but then you have like
my bush hanging out.
Yeah, hanging out
I
from
can
the
do
side.
it. Yeah. Just like, because you know they're taking tons of photos.
You should have your bush hanging out and then also the red jam on your inner thigh.
But being a kid, swim parties, you're like, great, that sounds awesome. But like as an adult, being invited to like a swim party, you're like, this is awful.
Well, you're thin though, you'll be fine.
But it's not even that. There's a difference though. Like they're sexy.
Sarah, you're also sexy.
Well, thank you.
You're very sexy. My hand looks like mannequin man hands.
That's
Look how big my hands are.
They're not big.
Sarah, you're just saying that because I said you're sexy. My hands look like fucking fly swatters.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, they look good on film. I don't think I've ever taken a photo where I'm like this.
I'm sure they're also taking lots of photos and posting the best ones. They're like
deleting.
Yeah, they're like everybody else.
We should take some thirst traps.
Okay, it's just gonna be me in this comforter sweater.
Like this.
This is my thirst trap. How about I just put lemon in my eyes? Is that thirsty enough?
Does that make you thirsty?
I don't think, what would we even do? Even if I was thin, it's like, who cares? I'm 40.
Oh yeah, because that's the other thing too. Like, but we're dealing with like the hotness of like your Rosebud Bakers, your Sydney Washingtons, like
right, people who
they're amazing looking.
They're amazing looking. They also have money to get extra help.
Yeah,
so like
I have to go to Dwayne Reed for my extra help.
Well, first of all, I think we should get those whitening strips and do your asshole with them.
Okay.
just in case.
My asshole. I think, can you show asshole on Instagram? You can't show nipple.
I mean, you can show porn on Twitter.
That's true.
I don't know what you can show on Instagram. But I think
it's family safe. But if I do my asshole really close, then you could be like, try to figure out what this is.
You just think it's your underarm. You ever see some people, like, I guess when I was a kid, if they were like really Italian, like Sicilian, and they had dark skin, like under their arms would be darker.
Yeah.
Kind of like an asshole.
Yeah.
So you could just say that.
I could, yeah. Guess what? And you're like, nope. They're like, you can't have that. That's an asshole. I'm like, nope. This
is my armpit.
That's my armpit. You guessed wrong. So you don't get the free vag T-shirt.
You know what I really think you should do at this party? Get us some followers. We really just want their followers.
All right, I'll go and I'll promote the fuck out of vag.
Ooh, I'll help you get ready.
Okay.
I'll come over and I'll put glitter all over you, and then you'll rub up against anyone.
We should create a bathing suit that has nipples on the outside of it.
That's a great idea. One time I was going on stage, I had like an orange sweatshirt on and my nipples were hard, and I had to go in the bathroom and take tissue and just put it on top of them.
Squish them down. Every now and then I'll catch myself and I have to like push them down.
Get unexcited?
Yeah. I have to do Wim Hof breathing.
When is this party?
Not this weekend, but next weekend, I think. I have to look at the invitation. I should reply back.
Reply back right now. What you should do, if you're smart, is bring me so you look much better.
So we'll maybe do a Patreon of me getting ready.
Ooh.
To the Guys We Fucked party.
Do you have to fuck any guys while you're there?
I don't know.
Is that part of it? Well, you gotta fuck some guy and you're like, ugh.
It's probably, I picture there's probably, Justin Silver will probably be there.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good time. He'll probably wear a Speedo.
Oh yeah, he'll look Instagram ready. And he is Instagram ready.
I gotta tell you, he is working out like he's getting invited to one of these parties.
He
or
is.
like he's going to a Columbine
20-year reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's working out like on the dock with like heavy chains around his neck.
Yeah, what kind of workout is that?
I don't know, but he's like working out with pit bulls.
It's like, are you poor?
I don't think he's poor. I think he's just working out. You ever see people who are just working out like in a random playground?
Yeah.
He's got like big chains for like a bike around his neck, and he's doing like pull-ups.
Oh yeah, I've seen people do that, like a chain around their waist with maybe like books.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or a chain, and then like it has something else on it,
Like a big dog.
it's like a big pup.
His big pit bull.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is working out like he's going to a party.
He's working out like he's going to prison.
When next time we see him post something on his Instagram, we should be like, are you going to a pool party?
Or prison.
Yeah. Do you think dudes probably do work out before they go to prison? I mean, you're competing with some of the best, like Aaron Hernandez at the time.
Oh, did you watch the documentary about him?
I did. It was very fascinating. But I didn't think it delved deep enough into his personal life. He had one...
i.e. him being gay?
Yeah. They had one incident where he made out with his high school friend. And I was like, that's whatever.
Also,
some dudes like masturbate next to each other and that doesn't make them gay.
Yes. But I also think that that's that one guy saying it now that Aaron's dead.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know how true that is.
So, because you would think there would be like more guys coming out of the woodwork.
What I really feel bad is like Puerto Ricans just can't get anyone besides J-Lo to like lead a straight and narrow life and be successful.
But he was cute.
He was fucking hot. He looked like a guy from the Bronx.
Yeah.
But like much better looking. Like a guy from the Bronx that grew up with money.
Yeah, because his teeth were great.
Do you think, I mean, if he was gay, maybe he took care of himself.
Maybe. And he did have that secret apartment.
What was the secret apartment for again?
I think he was afraid that guy that he shot in the face was gonna kill him.
So he went to like a very low... He went to
that makes sense now.
He went to a very low security apartment complex?
Yeah.
Where his neighbors were like 90?
Yes.
That sounds smart.
If Aaron Hernandez lived next to me, I would not even know that was him.
No.
That's how old I am.
I wouldn't either. I live in the Bronx. So
yeah.
I would just think it's like Ronnie.
Yeah.
Up the street.
Ronnie up the street, yeah. But you watched it, right?
I did watch it.
Yeah. It was fascinating.
Well, I liked that So there was at the end part where if you kill yourself, you're not considered guilty, and then they overturned that.
Yeah, that was a well played move.
I know it was
some true crime shit.
It was a good attempt, but it didn't work out.
Oh yeah, because it got overturned. Don't you love that inmates become so knowledgeable of the law when they're inside? It's funny that everyone knew about that law because it happened to one guy, and they're like, "That's our way out."
That's what they should do for people that can't afford lawyers. They should just let people who are criminals represent them. And
it's a really great idea.
I have a lot of them. Between this and the glitter tampons, I'm really packing the heat tonight.
I want an inmate lawyer, and if they get you off, then they should get off.
Well, if they get you off, then they get off in your butt.
That's true. That's the slogan on the bench.
If we get you off,
then I get off in your butt.
If you get off, I get off.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, so that was fascinating. You know what I went back and watched because I think you watched it, The Keepers.
Yes.
With the nun. It's a Netflix show about like
where she all of a sudden has like memories about stuff, right? That lady.
The lady has memories about her childhood and how she was raped by priests.
Yeah.
And other people they're hanging out with. I guess they're boys.
Like the cops.
The cops.
There was
too.
a cop friend.
And then one of the nuns got murdered.
Yes, because she knew
that the rapes were going on, and she was going to say something.
I'm always amazed with
she actually looks like she lived in the same complex Aaron Hernandez lived in.
Well, I think that area is like, they're all from that same region, like that East Coast area, right?
I know he was from like the New England area. I don't know where she was from.
I think the Keepers was a New England area. Or maybe
no, that was like
Midwest.
Maryland, I think.
Some dumpy.
Or Baltimore?
Yeah, maybe. Which I consider East.
I guess that is East Coast.
A little bit. I have no idea. I'm sure someone will correct us.
I'm sure they'll correct us in a very nice way, though.
Please do. And then I'll block you.
Don't call us dumb cunts. Yeah, so what's weird about that documentary, I mean, I just watched it, so I don't remember every person in it. So they never find out who murdered this nun.
No, and then they went down like some weird wormholes that I actually think it was her friend? Something.
Well,
the guy that she was that had a crush on her.
Oh, the guy that was like, let's not be priests and nuns and fuck?
Yeah.
And she was like, no.
No.
And you think he just went nuts?
Maybe.
Killing in the name of?
Love.
Of God?
Of God, yeah.
What I thought was funny about that whole documentary is that towards the end, where they didn't know who killed her, any person that came home with blood on them, they were like, I think he killed her. You're like, you were just you work for a butcher, and they're like,
I didn't have a tampon.
I know exactly, but they're like, he came home with blood, and then he said, I'm going right to bed, and I think he killed her. And you're like, so they had 6 stories like that where someone's like, he didn't make eye contact with me, and he became an alcoholic.
Yeah, so he definitely murdered and raped all of them.
Yeah, and then there's it was sad though, because these women, I guess they went to try and sue the church, and they passed the statute, and they tried to get on, I guess, the caveat that they were able to remember stuff later in life, and that's why they were coming out, which is also probably bullshit. And that got denied. Yeah,
although I feel like they're probably not wrong that something bad did happen, because it seems like the Catholic Church in that time period was doing horrific crimes and then administration of like, let's move these guys around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bill Burr has that really funny analogy. He's like, were they moving them around like whales at SeaWorld? Like when they bite someone or something?
Just put them in that tank for a while.
Yeah, but if you look at some of these priest pictures, you're like, this guy looks like a pedophile. Why are you hiring this guy?
I know. Well, I just think you should let priests have sex, not with boys, but just like, you know.
But that's the problem. I think they want to have sex with kids.
Why? I guess if you want to, that's the age-old question that I feel like we always come to a lot of times on Vag, of like, part of this is, and it's like Louis' bit, like, it must be really great if people just go against every moral conviction to go fuck
do you
kids.
think it's like a mental illness or something?
Well, I think about the Epstein one where you're like, is it a certain power trip that's the one thing that you can, if you've made it to the highest form of success and money and power, that you can fuck kids and get away with it?
Is it the allure of it where you're like, he has to be home by 6 and he gets out of school at 3? There's only that 3-hour window.
Yeah.
I thought it was crazy that Casey Anthony's father used to wake her up early in the morning to rape her. It's like she gets out of school at 2 o'clock.
Wait, Casey Anthony?
The one that killed her. Remember the one that killed her daughter?
I didn't know that there was speculation that her dad would wake her up to rape her.
Well, I don't think he woke her up. I think she had to wake up early in the morning to get raped before school.
Oh, I had never heard that her dad was raping her.
Are you saying you thought it was consensual?
I've just never heard of her having
that.
sex with her dad.
That was something that I think they were throwing around.
Okay.
But I used to hate getting up in the morning for school. Imagine like getting up and then knowing you have to get fucked by your dad.
I know.
You're like, I can't even find matching
and
socks.
then I have to go to school.
Right, you're like, I didn't even do my homework.
That's probably, I mean, it's a risk to take to be like, why haven't you turned in your homework? And you're like.
Also, I wonder if there's a weird dynamic though where like the dad's molesting the daughter and then she's kind of like, I guess mom sucks in bed.
Yeah.
You're like.
Then you're just mad at your mom.
Or you're just like.
Maybe if you knew how to blow dad, he wouldn't fuck me all the time. And your mom's like, what's happening?
She's like, I am blowing him. You're like, we're both blowing him? Why is that happening? This guy looks guilty. He looks guilty.
I think he touches kids.
I don't know. He's touching something.
I told, I used to go on the sex registry to see
if your friends
to register for gifts.
You're like, maybe that should be their punishment. They have to buy all of the registered gifts.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a sex offender, you have to buy all the gifts for my friends' dumb kids.
Yeah, it's where sex offenders register for gifts.
No, they have to buy everyone's dumb gifts.
Yeah, I'm all for it. But you can find out who lives nearby you that has a sex offense.
Yeah, I did it one time in the Bronx, and surprisingly, there was nobody that close.
I was going to say, with the town that I grew up in, I was surprised that there wasn't that many. And then where I lived in Houston, there were a shit ton. And then a lot of them were just like statutory rape, which was like 18-year-olds having sex with 16-year-olds.
Why don't they just call it that?
I know. Where you're like, that's unfair. Or that should just kind of like dissolve within 2 years.
Yeah, it should be 18-year-old fucking 16-year-old, not statutory rape.
Yeah, it shouldn't be called rape. And so those ones are like, those don't count.
No, I'll live near those guys every day.
I'll let them babysit my kid.
You should let them babysit your kids.
Or just be like, don't fuck them though.
They're not gonna fuck them until they're 16. So.
And then by that time, they don't need a babysitter.
At 16?
Yeah.
No way, that's old.
That's so old.
So you did you find any in Astoria?
I think I haven't looked because it hasn't piqued my interest in a long time, but I can go check up.
What would you do if
There's a lot of Greeks
if you were on that registry and you found a bunch of comics on it?
That'd be wild.
Would you tell people?
I'd tell you, and then I would put it on our top tier.
And then you'd let me tell everyone? Yes. Sorry guys, I'm over here lounging. You can't see me in my pink comforter sweatshirt, whatever this is. Cardigan. Very fancy.
Super fancy. Is that new?
Newish. I got it this year.
That counts. I'm trying to do that no buying clothes.
Oh, I'm not doing that at all.
It's really fun and it really does make you feel so good.
To not buy stuff?
I've always loved Bonnie McFarlane's joke about like with shopping addiction, when you hit bottom
is when you look your best.
Yeah.
That's a great joke. No, I'm buying everything.
Yeah. It's just, it feels good. I'm so bad. I'm trying to save money because I think I'm living beyond my means right now. I'm not making any money.
I mean, I'm living beyond my means also.
Yeah.
I'm just...
So isn't that funny? Like in New York, we're like, how are we still able to live here? But we do it. We make it work.
We're just barely hanging on, I think.
Yeah.
Like the first thing, once I have no money, the first thing to go is I'm going to stop feeding Zuzu. Or I'm going to let her out at night to go through the trash.
Oh, yeah. My first one is always, like, not getting my nails done.
Ooh, not getting my eyebrows done. I just start picking them out randomly.
Yeah, then I do them myself. Yeah.
And then you're like, you look weird.
You're like, I'm trying to save money right now.
Or, what's another fun one? If your jeans are too big, then I just put them in the dryer for, 2 hours.
Yeah, shrink them down a bit.
And it looks like kids' clothes. I'm
trying to think. Or the other one is then I start doing my own laundry, which I hate doing.
I do my own laundry only because the hardest part for me is bringing my laundry there. So if I'm going to bring it there, I will just do it.
That's a good point.
I don't want to...
But you're not really saving that much money by having someone else do it.
It's not about saving the money. It's about, I don't want to have to go back there and pick it back up. I'd rather just stay there for an hour.
Yeah.
And do it and then leave.
Yeah, and then sometimes you can like write, or you can watch Judge Judy or any other depressing daytime television.
When I was in there last time, they had the Trump impeachment hearings going on, and I was like, no one cares.
Yeah, put on Judge Judy.
Also, the laundromat is just the poorest people. Like, this was, the impeachment was going on, which none of us gave a shit about.
Yeah.
But me and this one girl were arguing over counter space, and we were being so passive aggressive.
Really? Let me know about I want to hear about your passive aggressiveness.
So she had her jacket, and I didn't want touching my stuff because I assume everyone has bed bugs.
Okay, good assumption.
So every time she turned around, I would just go like that, like move it over, and then she would move it back. And then one time she caught me doing it. She was like, she got an attitude at me. I go, you're getting mad at me for the same thing you're doing. I go, if you want more space, just say it. And I won the fight because she said nothing back.
That's perfect.
That's how you win a fight. You just gotta be louder.
There was a video that guy shot on a bus that was kind of like that, of them moving back and forth. It was somebody closing the window, and it lasted for like 20 minutes.
Well, you know, at that point, what you want to do, you're just picturing slamming someone's head against something.
You want to have their head in there and then crushing it over and over again.
If you're in a city like New York, you're so mad all the time. Like, I get out in the morning and I'm just already mad.
Yeah, that's why we all have anxiety in this fucking town. When I was running late for my spot, I had that moment of like, this sucks. But then you hit this point of like, you're so late that it passes the point of anxiety.
You're so late where you can't be lying.
You're just like, yeah.
It's the rule of calling in sick. You have to call in for 2 days.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not sick.
Exactly.
So if you're going to be late, be really late.
All or nothing.
I mean, these are just some tips that I'm giving out.
I mean, we're full of life hacks, I think.
Oh, did I tell you my mom texted me?
No.
And I haven't talked to this lady in months. I'm going to read you what she wrote to me. She didn't apologize for what she did.
Okay.
Let me find it. Ooh, for the top tier, I should just put my mom's stand-up on it.
Oh, that's a good one. I love that we just use top tier as our attic space.
It's like, what else do I have up there?
Put this here.
I don't see that there. What made me think of this?
Was it recently? Man, if it's not recent, you text a lot. Or you have a lot of contact or people that you're constantly flowing with.
Not that many. It's from Monday the 20th.
Okay, that's a long time.
What's today?
Today's Monday.
The 20th?
The 27th?
Okay, so this is a week ago.
Okay, yeah.
I miss you, Adrian. She said, I went away this weekend, and a mutual friend, she said, he sends his regards and others asked for you. And then she said, I was going to ask you if you wanted to go, but I figured you were working. And then I told my sister.
Is your sister talking to your mom?
No.
Okay.
I told my sister, and she goes, fuck that cunt. So that's the dynamic in my house. Where, like, only two of us are really ever getting along at once.
Yeah, it can't be all three.
No.
It's just...
And this made me think of, I guess because we posted pictures of our prom dresses. Did you have to put a quote in your high school yearbook?
No, we didn't get that. We did it. I think when we graduated, we were asked to fill out a card, and then we read it at our tenure. And when my friend found mine, and I looked at it, I was like, that doesn't even sound like anything I would say.
Mine is so dumb. I must have gone through a breakup because that's what my quote was like. If you love something, set it free.
Oh my God.
If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, it was never meant to be. Adrian Appalucci.
I love high school girls.
What a dumb quote.
I remember like doing a test, and I had just had like a first experience of a guy ghosting me, and it was so traumatic.
Oh, in high school?
In high school.
It's so weird. What do we even call it then?
We didn't call it anything.
Not
you would just be
interested?
like, I don't understand why this guy thought he was so into me, and then he wasn't. But I remember doing an essay on one of my last tests, and it was like, do something from your personal life, or that compared to this literature piece. And then I did that, and I ended up just being more of a rant of like, I don't fucking get why guys do this. And then I think about it to this day, like, this teacher must have been like, Fucking high school girls and their drama.
Ooh.
It's so, when I talk to my niece, she's like dating everybody.
Well, because you said she's non-binary, right?
Yeah, non-binary. But she's
doubled her dating potential.
And then she considers what it sounds like when I ask, like, so how long were you dating this person? And then what was that about? And then what do you guys do? She's really considering all of her friends are people that she's dated. So I was like, oh, if we're doing it that way, then I dated a lot of people in high school.
What do you mean, all your friends?
Meaning, like, so I hung out with my friend Catherine and then Stephanie in high school. But the way she describes her relationship, like her boyfriends and girlfriends, which she considers like relationships, when she describes them to me, I'm like, that's exactly what I had with Catherine and Stephanie. Like, they're not physical. She's just hanging out. But I'm like, you can't call
Is that how she's beefing up her numbers? She's just adding people that she's friends with? Yes. That's insane.
It's so funny to me where I'm like this. Ames, you just beefed up your number.
By saying you're hanging out with your friends?
Yeah.
How is that a relationship? I mean, it's like a friendship.
It's cute. And I just thought it was funny. But I'm like, is that a relationship in high school? Like,
imagine going back to high school now with like social media and all that stuff like
and
that.
And the way things are now.
Yes.
We have like a whole set of ammunition to throw at our teachers for them to just like roll their eyes at.
Oh my God. I mean, I went to an all-girls school, so you couldn't really say, are you fucking any of the students?
Yeah.
But imagine being able to say that in class.
Yeah.
Like if your teacher called you out for not doing your homework and you're like, you're fucking Steven.
Yeah.
And she's like, Adrian, get out. You can't just blurt that out.
To be so like sexually aware and advanced.
I mean, it's so crazy, like the way when we went to high school, how there was no social media, no cell phones. I had a beeper.
Yeah.
And like, why'd I have a beeper? Everyone that I was
we were all hanging out with each other.
Dating.
Yeah, we were all dating each other.
The only cool thing about having a beeper is if you dated a guy who was a loser and didn't go to school, he could beep you during the day.
Oh, yeah. I just remember I didn't have a beeper for the longest time, and then my boyfriend wanted me to get it, and then I realized, oh, when guys want you to get a beeper, it's because they want to, like, control you.
There's no other reason. 911.
Yeah, non-stop.
Remember that?
Where are you?
911.
Oh my God. Beepers sucked. I think I had it for 1 month and I was like, I cannot do this.
I had one and I lost it, and then I got another one.
But you did feel really cool, like you looked down at it. It's only cool if you were selling drugs.
Yeah, I was not selling drugs.
I wasn't either. And nobody was a doctor.
And then you would leave. It'd be funny if you were 14, like Doogie Howser.
Oh, yeah.
In school.
They're like, do you sell pot? You're like, no, I'm a doctor at the local hospital.
I'm just here. I'm here just taking classes.
I have a patient crowning right now.
So we called an Uber today to go to the airport.
Yeah.
And this guy shows up like 20 minutes late. And then as soon as we get in the car, he goes, where are you guys going? We go to the airport. He goes, I gotta go to the bathroom. And we're like, what?
No.
He's like, yeah, and it's, why would you even take this call? Just, you work for yourself. So, we're already kind of late.
Yeah.
He pulls over into a sketchy kind of parking lot. Takes the keys because I guess he thought we'd rob him, which, I mean, I guess I get that understanding, but he left the windows wide open. We're in this sketchy, like, parking lot area where people are, like, transient people are walking around.
Yeah.
And we're also, like, running late.
This is a really great prank show.
Yeah, it sounds like a good prank show. We just wrote our first episode for the Impractical Jokers.
We've got it. Sal, call us.
Page us.
Page us.
Hit it, 911, I'll know it's you.
No, that's insanity.
And then he comes back and like he drove us, but it's just like a 15-minute delay when you're already late.
Yeah, that's bad. So what review did you give him? I like it when the best reviews are when you tell the honest truth, so people can read it and be like, what in that case?
I don't know, because he ended up paying for it, but I was just like, don't tip this guy extra, man.
That guy's a bad self-employer.
It's so weird too, the conversations you have with people. There's another Uber guy that was driving us and he kept telling us about all the famous people that he picked up and like drove around. Then he said that he was good friends with Morris Chestnut.
Who's that?
He's like a good-looking black actor that's in like a lot of the black movies.
Oh, okay, like a Tyler Perry kind of movie?
No, he's at like The Brothers, and he's in a couple of other movies.
Okay.
He's been in a lot of stuff. So he said to me, he goes, he's such a cool guy. And we're like, oh, what'd you do? He goes, this is the way I met him. He goes, I stepped on the back of his shoes. And he didn't get mad.
Cool dude.
And we're just like, well, what did you expect him to do? Like, punch you in the face?
You?
Yeah, and then he goes, he's so cool. He called my mother up for Mother's Day.
So this Uber driver is asking his client to call up his mother.
I don't know. First of all, I don't know where they met, but he's saying he's hanging out with this guy, and then he called her for his made him call her for his mother, but it was really just him calling his mom and being like, hey, say Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of holes in his stories, but he was a fun time.
Yeah.
A
lot of those Lyft or Uber drivers in the towns, interesting people.
He was interesting. The second guy that took the dump and made us wait, he was originally from New York, lived down there, and he hated it. I'm like, so what are you doing down here that you hate it and you're staying?
Yeah.
He worked for the MTA.
Oh.
Maybe he's getting your email.
He's Riri. I don't want to say retarded anymore.
Well, you love them, though.
I do.
I saw like a 65-year-old repressed person.
A mentally challenged?
Yeah, I've never really seen one that old.
Yeah.
She was cute.
They usually are.
Yeah.
They're sweetie pies. We're coming to an end.
We are coming to an end. Where are you this weekend?
That's a positive note. I'm at the Big Hunt.
Ooh, Big Hunt.
I'm closing out the Friday show, 8 and 9:45 p.m.
Wow, guys, if you were in DC, go see. If you were in DC, go see this
You guys gotta get down there.
Gotta get down there. She's gonna be showcasing her new shiny asshole.
My new shiny asshole up close. You won't know until I blow it out, and you're like, wait, that's an armpit.
And I'm gonna be in Raleigh at Good Nights.
Oh, that's great. I've heard great stuff about that place.
I'm gonna be in the small room though. I'm in like the 25-seater, I think.
That's perfect though.
Sure, to run my hour, yeah.
Yeah, we're
Guys,
headlining.
Yes.
Soon.
Thank you. Thank you to all the new people that are listening to the podcast.
Yeah,
tell your friends to listen to it. Thanks for the people that signed up for the Patreon, and we're gonna tape a little doing some
Q&A,
answering emails.
Yeah, for Patreon. vagpodcast@gmail for questions.
Oh, also, we were supposed to tell you this in the beginning. Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like us or something. How does that work?
Just like us and review us. We've gotten some good reviews.
Pretty.
Tell us we're pretty. Let us know what we should wear to the Christina Hutchinson's birthday party.
I'm not gonna go, but tell Sarah what she should wear.
Yeah.
I think it would look really nice if you had like a white bathing suit on with like white little angel wings.
That gets see-through.
Yeah, I feel
like I'm wearing a pad underneath it.
I think everybody would be really into it.
I love it. All right,
guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.